All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. This is Newspaper Review. I am Moses Humphrey. And of course, Chukwuma Okoro is right here with us. We also have Nonso Emecheta, who stays back from the VOP this morning show. Nonso, thank you very much for staying back.
Thank you.
And we have joining us right now, Dele Fanimo, who is a seasoned reporter and of course, a public affairs commentator. Well, thank you very much for joining the conversation. Now, we've been talking, just before we came on, we're talking about some demolition taking place. Nonso, you want to quickly run us through that one, and then we get into what the papers have for us. There was a demolition earlier, yesterday, somewhere in Ikeja, and the structure is said to be
P2B's younger brother's company that has been on for over a decade,
and it was brought down.
It was brought down.
What was the reason for the demolition?
According to what I read on P2B's handle on Facebook yesterday, he said that he was in Abuja and he was called that the company of his brother that has been running for over a decade had been demolished, has been brought down to rubble. So he flew to Lagos yesterday, flew into Lagos. He got to the scene of the incident. When he got there, he now discovered that it has been reduced to rubble. So he was asking,
but didn't they put out any information that this building is marked for demolition, something like that? Because I know sometimes these things are put out. Buildings are marked, and in fact, in some cases, the owners of the building will take away the sticker. Are you sure that's not the case here?
There was nothing like that, because P2B waited for 2 hours, according to him. He called the person, the excavator, the guys that were demolishing the building, that's who authorized this demolition. He was given a number, and he said he was going to stay there till the person arrives. So he was there for 2 hours waiting for the person. Eventually, when the person came, he asked, what's the meaning of this? What happened? The guy was telling him that, there is an approval, an authorization to get the building, demolished. And he was now asking, what is the name of the person? They could not even identify the name of the structure, and the owner of the structure. The person, the name was not mentioned, and the building was brought down. And Nigerians are now saying, why are they doing things like this? I think there should be a kind of the reason for the demolition.
All right, and now the exact owner. I think Lagos State government will have to clear the air. All right, so there you have it. That's the picture on the screen. Peter will be walking around the demolished structure. I think it's up to the Lagos State government and the relevant agencies to speak on this matter, so it doesn't seem like a targeted incident now. You want to say something? Go ahead.
But is it Peter Obi's personal building?
Younger brother.
It's his younger brother's building.
Yes.
Now, just like you said, we can't just take position now until the state government reacts to it. If there is no proof that the owner of this property has violated any law in Lagos State, then we can take it further. But right now, I think the best bet is for us to wait for the state government to react.
All right.
Okay, while waiting for the state government to react, we need to find out a few other things. This property, is it standalone? As the demolition, was it standalone, just the property, or a row of properties, along a street in an environment? Probably notices that
I think it was a standalone.
It was a standalone. Yeah. So why single it out? That's a big question. Why single it out? And on whose authority? Because from what I read, the people that came to do the demolition, who sent you? They said they don't even know the person that sent them.
Yes.
The person
that have been arrested at
that moment. The person that brought the tractor, who sent you? He said he doesn't know. So what is the demolition order? You don't have.
Doesn't have it.
So are we going back to the? Sorry, are we going back to the to the Chicago era? The era of bootlegging and all of that. Okay, I understand that there's a video of P2B reacting to the incident. So let's get it and probably hear what P2B said. Yes.
See the equipment that are here. You can see things that are here. Nobody could remove anything. Is that how a country works? They just came suddenly, started demolition. You know, if my brother didn't have a brother like me, they would. He wanted to enter here. They say, no, you can't enter. We have got injunction. What about court injunction that allows somebody to enter into another person's property, refusing for removing his things and everything, and demolishing everywhere? What about court injunction is that? We are finished with the country. You can see things that are here. Nobody can remove anything. Yeah?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Just go.
Just yesterday, just on Sunday, I came back from the US. He said to me that the land, the company land, Nest Food Limited, the land they own for over 10 years, probably over 15 years, belonging to them, that some people just jumped into it and said they're the owner, that they have got injunction, and that they're about to start demolishing it. I said, okay, you go to court, that they won't demolish it without having proper documentation and everything. But yesterday evening, he called me, he said they've removed the roof. They brought 3 tractors of 2,000, they're demolishing everything as fast as they can. And I said, no, I'll leave Abuja this morning, let me go there personally. He said all effort for them to enter there, they will refuse even entry. And they've chased out the people who are living there. So there's nothing they can do. That's how I came from Abuja. We first flight this morning from Abuja, drove to this place, asked the people who authorized it to demolish. They said I've got injunction that the owner gave them. I said, who is the owner? They said they don't know the owner. He just gave them this. I said, who is the owner? They said they don't know the owner. Can I see the court injunction and see who the owner is, the person who is now claiming is sued? They gave me the court injunction. The court injunction explicitly said unknown person. How can you sue an unknown person? I said the land belongs to you. A land with property. And within yesterday and today, it's demolishing property. Look at it. They've removed the roof, they removed everything. Okay, give me your proper documentation, demolition orders, because even if you want to demolish the house, you go to the state, they give you order to demolish, give the appropriate documentation, bring safety people and them, so that we know you're doing what is now. It's only while I'm here now that some people came and said they have taken and safety order. What kind of country is this? How do you descend to this level of rascality? How can you show a non person enter somebody's land and everything? I've been here for 4 hours. I've not seen one person who comes and says, I'm the owner.
All right, there you have it. That's Peter Obi venting at the venue of the demolition. You were saying something, Mr. Fanimo.
The explanation by Peter Obi, it shows clearly that there's a dispute over that property.
Somebody that just emerged.
Somebody went to court.
Because the owner of the property he has owned the property for about 15 years.
You could own a property for 30 years.
And then all of a sudden,
let me tell you,
you could own in less than a week, an individual emerges and says he owns the property and then a court injunction. The optics looks bad.
But that does not mean that if you have a suspicion, that is the fact. What I'm saying, I don't know what for the state government. Listen,
nobody has put this on the table of the state.
Let me tell you.
No, but no one has put this on the table of the state in the first instance.
Let me explain.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that the fact that you own a property for 50 years, if there is a dispute and there is a court judgment against you, you vacate that land. So it's not a question of how many years you have been on the land. I know. Okay. I'm sure that you are aware that even in Lagos State here alone, there's a community land that they went to court and look at Magodo. Even though that they settled out of court. You know how many years they have been building in Magodo before the original owners came?
Absolutely. But we also know that with a court injunction, you'll be given time to move your properties out. That's another issue here. They were not allowed to move properties. The building was brought down on the properties.
Now,
it doesn't look good.
Let me tell you. I'll give you an example. When they came to execute court judgment against me when I was MD of leadership, they didn't give us notice. Once that judgment is passed, at any point in time they can come. And when they came, they didn't come with bailiff alone. They came with thugs. Because at that moment, you cannot challenge them. What we need to find out now in this matter is, if we have all the papers, we have reporters there that can go and investigate this matter. Let's find out if it's one party against the other. Once they get all the right judgment, they don't need to consult anybody before they come to demolish.
Okay, all right. Now, Dele, I don't know why you are defending the state government here. Nobody has ever mentioned that it is Lagos state government that is behind it. The issue of it is this. If the land was in dispute, this person that has occupied this land for the past 15 years, was he aware of the dispute?
He's the one to answer.
Good. And he said he doesn't. Has he ever gone to court on this matter? The answer remains no. Now, where is the demolition notice? You cannot find. So in all of this, like Moses said, for the optics, these things look bad. Incidentally, coincidentally, it happens to the younger brother of Peter Obi. He mentioned the Next property. Next is one of his biggest businesses. Peter Obi is a shareholder in Next business. And this thing is happening. You know, for the optics, it looks bad. Nobody has said that, look, the federal government or that the state government is behind it. This thing just happened Monday, Tuesday, and people are just trying to find out. Take away Obi from all of this. If it happens to Chukwuma Okoro, it looks bad. How will you just walk into somebody's property and without even the demolition notice and you start you come with policemen? So who is going to arrest the policemen in all of this?
Regardless of the issue, who it is, it looks bad.
The truth of the matter is that even who sent you unknown, somebody just came to your property and started demolishing from an unknown person. Who is your unknown person? You were not even allowed. No, you were not allowed to evacuate your property. Everything you had, everything brought down is despicable, sir. It's condemnable.
Whoever did this without due process should face the wrath of the law. I'm not against that. And two, whoever did this, as a matter of fact, if the owner of that property was there when the bulldozer rolled in, he should have used all means possible.
He wasn't even allowed. He wasn't even allowed. He was not allowed. He wasn't even allowed to
denied entry to the place. He was stopped from entering there.
It looks bad. It looks bad. It looks bad.
Within in a matter of days, weeks, the truth about all of these things
it will unfold. That's what I'm saying.
It will unfold.
But whatever the case, I mean, even those whose houses were demolished, even though they were given time to move out, you don't just, when you bring the tractors and you start to take you don't just start to pull down the roof. You will give them time.
Some
to move their properties out.
Some people, when they come with tractor, they just get down.
They would have been warned.
They would have been warned and they did not pack out before they take such action.
Anyway. All right, let's move on to some other dailies now. We have the Daily Independence. There are a few headlines here. To boost growth, Tinubu vows nationwide infrastructure push, pledges expanding livestock economy for jobs, food security. We also have window headlines. PDP vows to resolve national scribe dispute after meeting INEC. Party chieftains hit at Damagun for denigrating Ologunagba. Again, Senate extends 2024 budget implementation till December 31. All right. Tinubu rejects NAS library trust fund bill, cites legal concerns. And 2027, Barayo warns groups urging Tinubu to pick him as running mate. SDP suspends national chairman, 2 others over alleged embezzlement. I remain national chairman, says Gabam. He did say he's still the national chairman regardless. Nigeria, Brazil seal $1 billion agri defense energy food security deal. All right. $1 billion. That's some good business. Yeah, $1 billion investment, $1 billion deal. Defense, energy, food security. Interesting one, I must say. Should we give thumbs up to this administration for this deal?
Well, this is not the first deal now. In 2024, we got one of $958 million, from this same Brazil, and it was tied to agro-machinery. So I was, askance when I heard that it is now coming from Alex Sigman from Belarus. And the first question I asked was, okay, how about the 2024 Brazilian deal? What about $956 million? So it's a good thing. Let's go on.
All right, the mystery surrounding president's academic records deepens. Article. All right, so these are the headlines. Let's start off with the budget extension, 2024 budget extension. Chukuma, I'd like to start with you.
2024. That is
2024 budget implementation extended to
31st of December,
2025.
That's not my forte, but it's Dele's forte. But
I'm not a businessman.
I'll take the first shot here. You see, Moses, I think so. In 2024, we had not just an extension. We had an extension of 3 budgets. So by the beginning of 2025, we had 3 budgets. We had the one of 2024 that we hadn't exhausted. Then we had the supplementary appropriation that ran from June to December. Then we had another one, which was the 2025 budget in full. And in all of this, what I questioned at that time was that how was this going to impact on inflation? Because if I go back to the primary definition of inflation is when more money is chasing few goods. So when they rolled out 3 budgets in one at that time, I knew that we were going to have problems with our inflation because as at that time, we were also not promoting manufacturing or production of goods. We were still relying on opening importation windows, extending it, expanding it so that food items could come in from outside. And we were also battling with our foreign exchange, trying to stabilize it. And the 6 windows were unified into one, which we thought was going to solve our problem. Unfortunately, it didn't solve our problem. Now, so we see another budget extension. What it clearly tells me is that the fiscal discipline that we are supposed to have, we don't even have it. And it shows that, look, the budget in Nigeria is a matter of, okay, CBN governor, how much do you have there? I need like 2 billion naira to fix something. Okay, give it to me. Federal Ministry of Finance, how much can you give me? I want to do a particular set of roads from 1 point to, okay, give it to me. Without considering how that impacts on the economy. So if you are running 2 budgets concurrently and you don't factor in how that impacts on the economy, on the purchasing power, largely inflation, because if you throw in more money, you are doing road construction and you are building infrastructure, like the 39 billion naira that was pumped into the ICC. That is more money in the system, anyhow you look at it. So it is going to affect inflation. You are able to buy because you have disposable income. The other person is not able to buy because he has low purchasing power.
The seller will increase the price because,
it will increase the price.
Somebody that's willing to
so many other things. I really don't trust our budgeting system because it has never worked.
And the argument that this is to ensure that projects are not abandoned just troubles me because they extended it. The first extension that was for 6 months was so that they can complete projects that were in the 2024 appropriation bill. Yeah. Now extended again so they can, it just makes me wonder what exactly is going on.
So where are the projects? The projects, the bus terminal, the N1, N6 in Abuja. What about other parts of the country?
It's actually worrisome.
The point is, I'm not bothered about policies. Whichever way you look at it, I'm bothered about implementation of these policies. Now, you're talking about developing infrastructure. You're talking about expanding the frontiers of development using infrastructure as the base. But we have seen money budgeted to certain sectors. And what you get is not commiserating with what you have spent. You're talking about 39 billion naira for just renovation of ICC. Now, in terms of quantity and quality, if you go into the specifics of that place, you may find out that you are not getting more than maybe 15 billion worth of investment in that place. Now, where does this money go to? It goes to private hands who feed fat on luxurious life that impacts on our economy. Because they're not going to buy ordinary water from Nigeria. They're not going to buy shoes from Nigeria. Human here, they go as far as Brazil. And you are trading our strength for other people to grow. If you target infrastructure over a period of time, and we can trace the trajectory of where you are going, and we are getting value for money, then whatever you do, even if you call for budget adjustment to supplementary appropriation, even 4 times in a year, to make sure that there is no gap in the budget implementation and what you have earmarked, it's fine. But what we get here is, it's so opaque that you can't really put your fingers to some of these things. And that's why I am bothered. So I'm not bothered about how much money is going into circulation. Let me tell you, if you recall, during Jonathan's era, money was everywhere. And it was not limited to few elites. You see massive construction. People that made money were investing in Nigeria. And if you want to build a house, the minimum artisans you get directly cannot be less than 20 at any point in time while constructing a building. That's personal building, not to talk of offices, industrial concerns and all that. Now, by indirectly, you are also employing some people that will bring food there. The nearby hotel that will take care of all those ones. Then we know that this thing is circulating within. But if you now have somebody who amass so much wealth and transport everything, convert it to dollar or naira, euro,
exactly the point.
and then take it to the person that borrowed us money to go and buy private jet,
or to keep safe for him,
that even if you die suddenly, that code with which you unlock that money is gone forever. And that's why Switzerland is about the most peaceful country in the world, because they don't sweat for money.
Countries like Nigeria just take their monies there.
They take their monies there. And you know how many politicians that had left their dollars there that you cannot trace? So it's so bad. That's why, and the last thing is, if we don't trust our leaders, okay, no matter what they do.
There are a few headlines to this from other papers. There seem to be some sort of problem. I don't know. From the Vanguard, the story says 2 appropriations in 1 year. Experts react as NAS okays the rollover of 2024 budget till December 2025.
What will they do?
Now, reps, the writer to that story, reps' effort to curb multiple budgets fail. Reps' efforts to curb multiple budgets fail. And then Nigeria's financially bleeding. Senator Abdullahi, 2027 polls. Others diverting attention from governance, project delivery. Senator Dixon, experts react. Now, if we run quickly, very quickly to another paper, Nigerian Tribune says senators bemoan further extension of 2024 budget implementation to December 31. Seek probe. Ask whether Nigeria is broke. But they've okayed it.
Is that not a contradiction?
Contradiction. You okay and you are probing.
They've okayed it, and they're asking for a probe.
Yeah. Is it not at the point? That's why I said the National Assembly is an enabler of corruption.
I've said it time and again.
Oh, they're trying to.
They are the enablers.
So
now it's just like you assist a thief to come and cut away everything in this studio.
And later you're
And then he's already on his way to Ibadan.
You're blaming
And you're now raising alarm that somebody has come to steal here.
you were there.
Whereas you were there, live and direct.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
You know,
You supervised it.
to be sincere, it boils down to the National Assembly, and they are feigning ignorance.
That's our
of the
problem.
fact that
National Assembly.
we are not aware of it. They are rubber stamp. These guys are actually looking at 2027. Eventually, they will drag on. Those the monies will not be used for what they were budgeted for. How can we be having two budgets running concurrently? They will not complete it. Eventually, the money will be looted. The money will actually be embezzled. And they
because they don't want to return it to the treasury.
They don't want to return it to the treasury because that money is out. They will have another budget. So all this, how can you track that this what was budgeted here was actually implemented or not when they have extended it? They are in cahoots with the executive arm of government. They are working together. So it's really worrisome. It's worrisome.
Outsiders, how would you catch the money released for a particular project when you are running two budgets concurrently?
How can you?
If they tell you it was 2024 budget that they appropriated for that project and they are using 2025.
Yes.
How do you know?
How do you know? Now the MDAs.
Are you going to ask questions that which of the budget is running on this project?
These projects. So you cannot even probe. You cannot even ask questions. Now the MDAs, how are they going to function?
How can
they function?
How can a thief tell you that he wants to probe stealing? When you are the enabler and you benefited, you know how much they used in padding the budget?
Padding it.
It was about 6 point something trillion. And if you go, you know, because Nigerians, if we have the time and the patriotism, even if they are not going to change, let us be pushing the narrative.
Exactly.
That's our job, to push the narrative so that there will be consciousness among the populace that, look, this is what they are doing with your life. Because people are not looking at it from the way they are dealing with their lives. I was discussing with somebody yesterday, he said, if they steal, let them steal. After all, I'm uncomfortable. I said, you are not comfortable. That's your cousin that died of road accident. It is because of stealing. Yes. Because if that road had been fixed, he wouldn't have died.
He would have died, yes, exactly.
Those tankers that tip off, it is because that road, he was trying to meander through that road and the thing tipped off. And you know, there was one in Lagos at the weekend that the container just fell on Marwa people, and it was like this under the container. If the road was bad, was good, it couldn't have probably happened.
So it affects us anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, recall that Jonathan's mother-in-law, especially Jonathan's adopted mother, also died in a road accident along the East-West Road.
Yes.
Because it was bad.
It was bad.
They fell into a ditch and the car.
And then the car somersaulted.
And
that's what
some people are saying they are not concerned.
Primary health care, you go to hospitals, it's just a glorified clinic that they will just tell you, look, go and buy this. They will not tell you that, even first aid, like methylated spirit and iodine, you can't get.
Rodents occupying.
You imagine delivery, CS delivery in a primary health care center. You use your phone light.
Can you imagine? To
carry out such cesarean. See how terrible. And then we don't always remember that it is the result of this ineptitude and corruption that brought about the death of that woman that would have died in the process.
Everybody must be involved.
So it's not just a question of looking at them, okay, with their babariga flying their private jets. Last December, I was with my colleague somewhere here, and I saw jets flying. I said, we didn't even know that the Oga Patapata was in Lagos. I said, these are jets, private jets. It's not commercial jets. It was later in the video we now got to know that these governors were flying these private jets individually to Lagos. And they were taking off at that moment, like 3 minutes interval. So once one overs over the roof, the next 3 minutes another one overs. Almost like 26.
And you want to help us with a possible amount of how much it is to fly?
Number one, it starts with the crew. It starts with landing costs. Because if you land, you have to pay. Then talk about Jet A1.
Aviation fuel.
Aviation fuel. And talk about other taxes. And these are going to be taken out of taxpayers' money.
So we're looking at nothing less than 10 million.
10 million naira for each jet.
Too cheap? For each trip.
Only the landing.
No, it's about 50 to 18 million.
15 million.
15.
Yes, 15.
Each.
That is if you hire.
Yes.
No, you're higher.
Higher. How many of them have, except the past ones?
They higher. They
Past
higher.
governors.
Even the current
So-
ones, if
so
they
they-
hire, how
when they
will
come
you-
into-
will they come and tell you?
So let's say...
Not what we are saying. The current one, the serving one.
Okay.
Higher.
Yes.
You know.
And they may even take from their predecessor if he's still the godfather that they still have betrothed to.
If you're still loyal.
That's why I said
So
betrothed to.
roughly,
Roughly,
we're looking at
let's assume 15 million naira
Yes.
for
Private
a
jet.
1 hour trip
to Lagos.
per aircraft.
Okay.
And then 15 back. That makes it 30 million.
30 million.
Now, 30 million times the one I counted, 26
Just in a day.
in a day.
No, but you will start from the State's Commissioner for Finance when they go for FAC.
Those ones.
One says that he spends about 2 million naira, for the 3 days that he stays in Abuja.
But he's not going to stay in an hotel that is less than 400 naira per night.
100,000
naira per
Yes.
night.
I mean, why will you do that? When you're going to
in an
destroy the
hotel.
10 billion naira deal? Your state is going to get 10 billion. So why must you stay in a hotel that is less than
Exactly.
40,
And his
400,000
per
naira?
diem is also going to be factored. You know. And even if it's just something that they could do in 1 day, they will spend 3 days at least to touch base.
Touch.
No, you
Yeah.
go now. You go the previous day.
Eh,
You do the
and
meeting, then you
finish-
stay back.
So
But let's look at, would it be better for us if they use the roads, knowing that if they ply the roads, it will be traffic downtime?
I'm sorry.
That
I'm
statement-
sorry.
that
I'm sorry.
statement is
I'm sorry.
reasonable.
This 2 million naira.
It's reasonable.
No, this 2 million
So you want
naira.
our leaders to die on the
Sorry,
road?
Dele, this 2 million
The
naira.
people dying are not
No,
humans.
before we got this hike, in airfares, before we got this, I mean, when ordinarily it was like 45,000 naira,
That's when it was.
2 million naira.
So now it will be more than
It
that.
will be more than that.
course.
It will be more than that.
And don't forget, he's not going to go alone. 2 other accountants from the ministry
Will go with him.
go with him as backup. Those ones.
But we had a governor who was saying, look, the first time he wanted to go to Abuja for a meeting, and they
lined up a list.
They lined up a list. He said, what are these people going to
What are they
do?
going to do?
What are you going to do in Abuja?
You
What
see,
are you going to
sir,
do?
this is why we talk about P2B every time.
You know?
The antecedents of P2B. P2B will tell you that there is no need for you to follow me. When he was the governor, he closed most of the liaison offices across the nation. He said, why are you cooking here? You have drivers in Lagos. I'm not in Lagos. I'm in Anambra. This guy should come back. So when we talk about P2B, we have reasons why we are making reference to P2B. P2B cuts down cost of governance to the extent that he equally, in Abuja, for instance, he will call a Kennedy Chuku, you know what, you book your hotel for me. And he uses the one that the common man, makes use of.
Are you part of his campaign team now?
No, the discussion.
His birthday is coming up.
Yes.
And they're asking for monies for Nigerians to contribute. What's the optics on that?
The P2B we know doesn't give shishi. Even if we are coming there, we are coming to discuss national
somebody
issues.
is doing it on his
somebody is
behalf.
asking Nigerians to
Yes.
contribute money
And
for his birthday.
You will see people that will contribute because of the love for P2B and the money. In fact, you will be shocked the amount of money that will be realized eventually.
don't you think
allow people
don't
to
you
do
think
that?
that would dent his image?
No, the celebration, people come out that want to celebrate you. Forget image. You are not the one spearheading it now. We are saying, sir,
Yes,
you
but-
deserve to be celebrated. We want to celebrate you as our national
But you
hero.
also know that there's this conversation around 1,000 naira that Nigerians contributed for the election.
The 1,000 naira challenge.
1,000 naira challenge
They
that
will-
some people have not been able to account
Yes.
for. Do you think he should allow Nigerians contribute to celebrate his birthday? I mean, it's a personal thing. I can choose not to celebrate my birthday.
Yes.
And if
How
you
does
decide
how
to
does he
celebrate
track-
me, I can say, look, don't even bother.
How does it track those who are going to
But so
contribute
the
to
thing
this,
is that the money they contributed during the obedience, the movement, that's why he had to leave that party.
Has he left?
has he left
Labour Party?
that party?
He has not left, but I can tell you that P2B is no longer in Labour Party because the
No,
party.
so you can't say
no,
that.
no, you know
Obi
why
has
I'm
clearly
saying
No,
said
he may have his reasons.
the party. Why I'm saying it is
Allow him to explain.
why I'm saying it is that P2B has been opening hands of a coalition
Okay.
You
But
understand?
You're not speaking
If he's still in Labour Party, he will tell you that whatever coalition you guys are putting on, I am in Labour Party. You guys should join us in Labour Party.
But he's
But he
part
has
of the
already said, he said
conveners.
that he was not going to leave Labour Party.
You understand? So for
Maybe
me,
you have not been tracking him because we felt that you are an insider.
no,
No, he's an insider.
I am. What I'm saying
And
is
then you
that
should know all this.
P2B, I can tell you categorically that P2B, because of the way they wanted to dent, using Labour Party to dent his image, P2B is image conscious because he's a man of integrity. The people around the Labour
We're saying the
Party,
same thing.
the people around the Labour Party
Image
were the ones,
conscious.
yes, image conscious. Now we have not
Asking
gotten his own
people to-
position whether or
Now,
not
you
the
know
money
the
should be
president-
contributed. Have you heard from P2B?
He hasn't said anything.
He hasn't said anything. So we
Silence,
shouldn't,
they
we are
say,
just...
silence, they say, is what?
Good.
Consent.
Silence is consent, actually. But what I'm saying is that P2B has not come out to say, yes, you guys should go. You might be surprised that when the money is contributed, he will go to Benue with the money.
Why allow the money to be contributed in the first
No, the
instance?
money might not be used for the
Because,
for the
you know,
birthday.
the president,
It might not be used for the birthday.
the president said,
Yes.
don't celebrate me.
Yes.
And then Tantita
Yeah.
took up the
Front pages of newspaper.
pages of dailies celebrating him, and we came and said, look, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is, the president has said, don't celebrate me because of things going on in the country. This is wrong. So I'm also saying the same thing here, asking Nigerians
Yeah.
to contribute for my birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, without me saying, look, I don't need you to because I don't feel like, you know, celebrating my 64th birthday. So don't. And then you're saying if the money is contributed, it will be taken somewhere. That means I approve of it in the first instance.
But sir, you'll be shocked that
As
on
a matter of fact,
his
what-
birthday
what,
he might
what would
go to Benue. He might go to. I know P2B. I've been following him. You might be
No,
shocked that
sorry,
on that day.
do you
Yes.
have a position in the obedient movement?
No,
Or
I
you are
was
just a
I was
member?
a member of Obedient Movement.
You
you
are
have-
not
Official member, like
No,
you were.
no, I don't hold any position,
Okay.
but I align with the P2B. You know,
Okay, so
I
clearly you are
supported
not
him.
speaking for the obedient
I
movement.
am not
This
speaking
is-
for them. This is my
okay,
personal
okay,
opinion. I'm not
okay.
speaking for
Speaking
Obedient
personally.
Movement. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. So have you sent in your own money, your
The,
contribution?
well, it's not a problem to send in the money, but the truth of the matter, we need to know who we are sending the money to, so that
Oh,
what
you don't know
happened,
who you are sending money
so that
to?
what happened during the Obedient Movement, P2B election, will not happen again. We
wait,
don't know yet.
You don't know who is taking
yes,
the money.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right then. Just had to clear the air. You want to say something?
What I would have expected him to talk about is that if Peter B is not taking money for his birthday, and these people are bent on contributing money, he should just open a trust fund for Benue victims directly.
Yeah, but we've not heard from him.
Yeah, well, he hasn't.
No, I'm
spoken.
only suggesting.
Yeah,
might
it's a
decide.
good suggestion, but he's a humanitarian. I remember when he suspended his campaign and he went to flood victims. P2B left, if people were waiting, he said, you know what? This campaign is not worth my presence. So long as Nigerians are in this excruciating condition, in this flood-ravaged area. He was there.
Okay.
Is it-
It's-
so in
I don't
fact,
want us to make this about
Question and answer
Peter
session.
Obi. Peter Obi
P2B
is,
is somebody that, in fact, is
But
exceptional.
Do you think Nigerians appreciate that? Because regardless of the things that he has done, the contributions that he has made,
Yes.
monies he has given to ravaged victims, flood,
Yes.
fire disaster, and the rest.
Yes,
During elections, some Nigerians, they say, look, they want somebody that will give them something because they need to eat right now. So the person saying, we don't give shishi, I beg, carry your this thing, I want shishi. Give me something to
But,
eat.
sir, you say
Do you
what-
think Nigerians appreciate that?
When you talk about Nigeria, we have genuine Nigerians who crave for a better Nigeria, and not the transactional Nigerians who just want something that they can get now. We have, okay, what happened? Why is it that P2B,
But
despite the fact that he wasn't given
What's
shishi?
the difference?
Yes.
Some of those transactional Nigerians have their PVCs.
Yes,
Some of those genuine Nigerians don't have their PVCs.
they do. That was why they came out, they voted for P2B.
No. Okay.
But their result, their vote didn't count.
Was truncated.
Yes,
Okay.
was truncated.
Okay. Let's, it's newspaper review. So let's get
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
some papers now. From the New Telegraph, there's a few headlines here. I'm just going to read out and then we'll just pick a few to react to. Value of Nigerian equities hits record. Okay. Now, before we continue, before I read out these papers, I'm being told that we have a newspaper report from the streets from Benin. So let's run to Benin now. Let's hear what our reporters, what Nigerians are saying, reacting to the headlines from the dailies.
And thank you for staying with us on Voice of the People TV. I'm Brother Johnny. We are here to ask the reactions of our readers, the good citizens of Nigeria, to react on the daily newspaper this morning. Come with me as we ask for their reactions.
Friday Ipedi. As I just come now, I see the headline of the 48 people arrested over the plateau killing. If they are honest of these 48 people that they have arrested, they are honest to the society. I think it's a plus to the police. But my fear is that if they are genuine, that is just my fear. Because the country we are today now, no honest. They can do it to please people. At the end of the day, now you just see it that they have released them. So the arrest is just become a wasted effort.
Mr. Nixon, okay. Well, what really happened in Benue State? If actually they just told us now that they have already captured 48 of them, but if actually they are the real people that is the masterminder of all those things, where they should go in for it. So those people, they are look, the way I am now, I'm a Nigerian, but likewise those people, they are also Nigerians like me. But if they are not the one, federal government should do justice to that.
Williams, okay. Things very difficult in the country. I don't know why you be hearing people defecting today, talking about 2027. Why we are still in 2025? Things are not yet stable. They have to stable the country first, make things go well before they'll be talking about 2 years to come. Now we are still in 2025, so I wonder what all these politicians are doing to Nigerians. In fact, we watch them and see what to come. But APC, PDP and AP, they are into APC today. I don't know what is their benefits. Maybe they have their own self-interest. That's my own belief. Because things are not working well, they are not supposed to be defecting to that. At the end of the day, we will see their secrets. So that's all.
Jerome, my idea about this country is that number one is our government. No good facility, light and roads, security. We need good government to implement such things. Without good government, Nigeria cannot move forward. I don't believe whether it is APC or PDP. Do the right thing to the people. That is the most important thing.
Some person are saying that the police arresting the masterminders, it's okay if actually they are the right people that they caught. Also, the defection, that the oppositions are the one defecting, that they have their own personal agenda. That is it this morning in Benin City. I'm Brother Johnny reporting for Voice of the People TV. I hand over to my colleagues in the studio.
Thank you, Rhoda, for that report there. Nigerians speaking their mind. Oh well, let's touch on a few other headlines before we wrap up. Newspaper review. Iran-Israel ceasefire crashes oil prices to 2-week low. Is that good news? Are we going to see a reduction in what was mixed reaction?
For the economy, bad.
Okay.
For those who will buy petrol, the price will be lower. So
well, NNPC has not brought down its own price.
They will. You know, they are slow at bringing down, but they are quick at hiking.
So NNPC is
they haven't brought down the price.
Yes. No, that the price.
The pump price. Pump price of
you know that right at the pump, if they want to increase, they will shut it down and then increase the pump. Even when you are about buying.
I understand all of that.
But when they want to reduce, they will say let us not come from there.
My question is they are going to reduce the price of the imported product. NNPC.
Which one?
The refined crude.
I mean, you are talking about crude. We only import crude now.
We import crude.
Dangote import crudes.
Now, I'm not talking about Dangote. Moses understands the question like that.
Maybe I don't know where you are coming from.
Is NNPC refineries are they producing?
No, sir.
And so what what NNPC sells to us is the fear that they import.
They are now retailers. We are not even sure if they are not getting
from
Dangote to retail.
Okay.
We are not even sure.
We are not even sure.
Okay. NAS extends 2024. Well, we've touched on that. 2024 budget implementation to December 2025. Yelawata killings. IGP announces arrest of 28. CDS misrepresented. Didn't justify Benue massacre. Defense HQ. Tinubu hosts Queen Mary. Wants expanded cooperation on livestock development, education with Denmark. Reports on non-registration of ADA fake, says INEC. That's okay. And then the big headline here: ongoing constitution review, exercise in futility, says Sage. Kicks against NAS state's creation move. And reps seek end to insecurity in Plateau. Query Health Ministry over closure of Alternative Medicine College. 24. Akwa Ibom lawmakers defect from PDP to APC. Trump condemns Israel, Iran for breaking ceasefire ahead NATO summit. Pakistan welcomes deal, urges parties to uphold pacts. And then 2027 opposition still in disarray as PDP INEC meeting ends in deadlock. SDP NWC allegedly suspends national chair, 2 others. Metu Ologbodion, ex-officio members tackle Damagun over attack on Ologunagba. Coffee boosts longevity when consumers skips sugar study. Oh well, those are the headlines. Gentlemen, let's just make our peak, react and go. Nonso, you go.
Wow.
Whichever headline. Wow. Should I go through them again?
Yeah. There's one on this Damagu, the PDP.
Okay.
I think that one is actually, in Imo State, for instance, we have Samuel Anyang. And the problem we have in PDP now is that Mwike is the problem. Mwike is the problem because he has destroyed the PDP.
In Imo State? So
in Imo State, yes, where I come from. Because, yes, Samuel,
so everywhere.
Samuel Anyanwu, for instance, they call a Samdadi. You understand? The guy ran for Imo gubernatorial election. When he came out, most of, people wanted Imo Light, wanted the change, they wanted the Hopus of them out. And they saw him as the only person because of the PDP that has the, the national, the statewide, population and the kind of influence to win the election. People voted for him. We didn't know that a night before the election, this guy has already collected his own money and betrayed the party. He wasn't in the ballot. He was just faking it. Why? I'm talking about Anyanwu. Now, Mwike is one leg in APC, one leg in PDP. So he has destroyed the party in Imo State as I'm talking to you now.
What you're saying is,
yes,
Sam Anyanwu,
yes,
he, said he was in the ballot.
He was in the ballot.
So that he was indirectly working for the APC.
APC used him. So at the 11th hour, they gave him his own prize and he betrayed the people. He wasn't on the ballot. You understand? So the issue of PDP, I have to say it again, that Mwike is responsible for it. And now every time if you open the internet, you see Anyanwu remains the national, it's as if that is the only destiny he has. Because of the fact that they are using him to do a hatchet job in PDP. They have destroyed PDP in Imo State. If not for Ikenga, Ugochinyere. That is the only person who is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that PDP retains its national traction. If not for Ikenga, as I'm talking to you, and they are doing everything. The other time he brought somebody from Enugu, and they were against him, and Anyanwu keeps asserting himself using Mwike, his boss. So it's a problem, A
problem indeed.
It's a problem.
Your reaction. Any other one, or the same one, if you please.
I salute Wike for being a monster because it beats my imagination that I thought it was just Fubara and Wike. I didn't know that he has his own leg in the
Imo State, where I come from. He has damaged the PDP in Imo State.
Definitely, some other states will also have their take.
All right, Wike. Okay. You want to quickly react
on this, or?
Well, we're running out of time, so let's know what to expect later this evening.
Okay, I think we are going to talk about the crisis within the polity.
Crisis within the polity.
Yes. within the politics of Nigeria.
Okay, the politics of Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then there you have it. That's at 6 p.m. later today.
6 p.m.
Political lens. Political lens. All right, that's it on the show. This is where we wrap it up. Big thanks to you, Ndume Tata. Thank you very much for coming. Always a pleasure having you. A big thanks also, Dele Fafanimo. Thank you very much for your thoughts, your contribution. Chikuma Okoro will be with you again later tonight at 6 p.m. On behalf of the backroom staff, I am Moses Humphrey, wishing you a beautiful day. Bye for now.